Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back. It's that time again, it's time to build issue number 2 of the Ford Mustang GT500 here, brought to you by D. Agostini and the Indomitable, I can't pronounce it, the Indomitable Shelby GT500 there. So as you can see in this one, we're going to be doing the front wheel. And for the first time ever, I've never come across a wheel like this. We're going to be putting these bracket things inside the actual wheel. So it's going to be really, really interesting. And it's one of my favourite wheels. These wheels you don't put in water. Some wheels you put in water to soften the tyre. These tyres are already soft, so you don't have to do that. And then as you can see, you offer two parts of the wheel together. And yeah, it's just going to be really cool. So as you can see, that's that. And I think it's best to get inside the issue, shall we? So as you can see, these are our parts here, some really high-tech parts here. We've got this ginormous wheel, and as you can see, it's got a lot of sponginess to it, so that's that. We've got ourselves the little look at that Shelby Cobra sign there, really cool. And then we've got a pits, this is a valve by the looks of it. Now this is actually really cool, so that's going to be your tyre valve. And then you've got the die cast bits, as you can see, the inner and outer rim, and these are my favourite type of wheels to work on. Then we've got the two parts that are going to go inside the wheel. I think that's just structured to sort of structure it a bit. We've got ourselves a pack of, I think that's DS19, yeah, DS19 screws, and then obviously some support some support brackets as well. So let's get into what we need to do first of all. So this is obviously the tyre. You can see you've got Goodyear on there, 350 Speedway, and you've got E7015, a really gorgeous spongy type of wheel. First things what we're going to do is we're going to put the internal part of the tyre, which is this section. Very lovely design. Looks like it's already been assembled for us there. And what's going to happen is that's going to go in here. So I've never done anything like this before, so that's interesting. And then what will happen is you will put that basically in there. So you've got half the tyre in there with this plastic thing in it. And then what will happen is, the next part what we need to do is we need to get our internal tyre clips. Because what's going to happen is that's going to go basically into there. It will lock it into place, and it basically hooks into the other one as well. So you can get the other tyre into position. So what's going to happen is we're going to basically get this part in as well. So we need to obviously put this in as well. If we can try and get that in. As I say, I'm all new to this sort of tyre thing. I've never worked anything like this before, so it's all fairly new for me. So what I think I'll do, oh wow, I think what's probably best is if we take this out first, and then probably, yeah, I think I know what I'd like to do on this. I think obviously that's going to go into there, isn't it? So it's gonna marry something like that. So I would assume that, but then again, it's gonna, I don't know if that's gonna work somehow, but we're gonna basically put it in the wheel. So I thought maybe it might be a little bit easier if we didn't do that segment there, but maybe if we put this little clip in. But I'm just thinking if that goes, yeah, if we push that into there, and then we'll push the other one in. So as you can see, these are tyre clips. And then, yeah, if I push that in, then maybe once we get that, I think the idea is then you push that in. Trouble is, it's such a strange contraption. So just sort of wondering how we're gonna get this other part in, really. It's definitely an experience. Oh wow. So I mean, obviously once that's clipped in, I don't think that's gonna go in, but I think, you know, that is really, really interesting. I think if I can just sort of get that into there, but then I'm thinking, I'm not entirely sure, unless one of these is larger, maybe. But as you can see, I might be able to, maybe if I go around there a bit. Oh, wow. This is a challenge, guys. Wow. It must be a perfect... it says you can soften the tyre, but just a bit concerned how I'm going to... Because obviously I've pushed all these in already, so I don't really want to break that if I can. But what we've got here is that the tyre doesn't seem to be... Oh. Just see if I can... This is a very interesting mechanism. As I said, I've never really worked on anything like this. So this is quite a job and a half, really. So I can get that in there first, and then, yeah, there we go. But we just need to sort of get that hooked into there, and then sort of get that pushed up against. Just trying to think, yeah, if that goes, it's like bloody jigsaw puzzle. I probably made this very hard for myself. But I don't really understand why they make things so complicated. Oh, getting there. It's a little bit distorted, but a little bit of persuasion. Just get that round there a bit. Problem is that clip has got stuck, so yeah, there we go. Yes, there we go. Haha. And then as you can see, you see that part's clipped in. Then what we do with this part is that this thin part goes through that gap, and then you just basically, there's a little bit of tension there because there's supposed to be like a little gap, so you just squeeze. Mama, that is one hell of a clip. But that's that one in. And then, as you can see, you've got that massive gap, and then all you do is go into there, like so. And then it should click into place. And there we go. Wow, that was a job and a half, but we got there in the end. As I said, I've never worked with a tyre that has that contraption. Normally the tyres I work on, you'll have a bit like that and a bit like that, and you screw it, or you'll get one that goes in the water and then you've got to try and push the rim into it while it's still hot. But that's interesting. Very chunky as well. Okay, so once we've got the clips in, what we then have to do is to put a little valve in. And this is this little valve here. So we're going to get this part here. And as you can see, there's a little valve that goes just there. So as you can see, we can push that into there as well. Now, it shouldn't fall out, but obviously if it does, you can see it's pretty good there. But if it does, you could always put a bit of glue there, like so, as you can see. Really, really good. Now, according to this, we've got a bit of a problem because we are supposed to have, which I don't have. And this is supposed to be a metal thing that looks something like that. But I don't remember getting that out. So we're going to have to... Oh, look, it's there. Haha, yes. I was like, it can't be missing. It can't be. Okay, so once we've done that, we will be getting this part here. and as you can see, it's got a D notch in. So I'm going to put that over there, like so. And I think that's just like a little helping hand for it. I'll get you the, this is the 2L, which is the mounting, apparently. And then what's going to happen is, this is going to go basically over the top, and I should imagine it goes something near enough, something like that maybe. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to move this over, and the first thing it wants us to do is to push this part into place. So as you can see, I'm going into there, lovely. That's the best one. So as you can see, I love it when it's like that. And then what we'll do is we'll flip that over, and we'll put these, obviously we need to make sure that the screws are all lined up to these points here, because that's where we're going to be screwing. And I think we'll be able to line these up if it lets us. Yeah, so hopefully it's all lined up. Bit of persuasion. Maybe that, yeah, and about there I should imagine. And then, yeah, there we go. But that thing's fell out. Okay. So let me put the little piston in. Goes into that one. But they did say there's like a little ledge or something. Yeah, so this little part here, you can see they're asking us to put it into that little gap. So there's a little helping hand for it, as you can see. And then hopefully we can then assemble and put that on round about there. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't seem to line up very well. Let's just see if there's anything. Ah, there's another notch in there. So oh right, yeah, there's a notch there. That's what the issue is. There we go. Haha. Okay, so now all that's left to do is to screw them in with our screws here, which is DS19. So we'll get the DS19 screws here and secure them in, like so. This is a very interesting wheel. It's very chunky as well. Quite like that. So as you can see, we'll just screw that into position, and it will basically bite it and sandwich it. So that's one. It's very heavy. And then I've got another one. As you can see, just want to check something here, because I don't know, do you think that's round the right way maybe? Let's just have a look here. I reckon that's probably back to front, you know, because I can't see why you would have that big bulky bit at the front. I'm just going to check that. Just going to have a check on that before we go any further. Just want to check that that is, yeah, I thought it might be. They're saying it goes through that way. So that would explain why it looks a bit, but also it's going through there. I'm tired, I do apologise. Yeah, that's better in it. And that'll go through there, like that. And then we can get that screwed back in. So yeah, this is going to be quite a big vehicle by the looks of it. That's one. Then obviously the others will bite it in a minute once we sandwich it down a bit, hopefully. It seems like it's got a bit of friction. Let's try this one. Oh, what's wrong with it now? It's not liking it. Take it off again. Doesn't want to go in, does it? Got line and line, so there's the first line. So the second line should be fine, hopefully. Seems like it's getting stuck. You can see there it's getting stuck on something, so... I mean, that's as tight as I can get that, so I'm not entirely sure why it's playing up on us. But it's not going to go any further. So, unless it's because that's round the other way, maybe if we put this one round that way. Just give it a swap round. See if that makes a difference. Ah, see, that might be a little bit better now. Get this screwed in, otherwise this wheel is never going to get finished. It's one, and it's still got this massive gap. What is going on? It's really quite frustrating because, like, I really need this to go on. There's a little bit of a blemish there, so I'm not sure what is going on with this wheel. Might grip it and pull it, hopefully. Because what happens is when you screw, it pulls the two sides together, so hopefully this will now go in. Seems to have done the trick, so hopefully just gonna get, I think I've got, did have another screwdriver here, but it's got a little bit of a gap. And there we go, guys. There is like a slight gap, but I think once we get, I need a sort of a bigger sort of, there it is. Let's see if we can just get a little bit more grip with that. Just needs a little bit of welly power, and then just go around it and get a bit more suction. Just needs, sometimes it's best to use a more sort of heavy duty screwdriver, and then we'll just get one more in, and hopefully that will be that done. And there we go. So that is absolutely gorgeous. The only thing I don't like on this is that there is a little bit of a distortion over here a bit, but I'm happy with that. I mean, a wheel's a wheel, innit? Pish posh. But that is really, really lovely. And that is that part there done. It doesn't want us to put this in yet, but eventually, obviously, this little thing will go into there. But the reason why we're not putting that on yet is because obviously this needs to go onto the chassis, which won't be for some time because we're at the very early stage of this build. But that is that. So just have a recap. We've done this and we've done the main part of it. You always get a bit of the back, a bit of the front. But that is that. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. If you haven't done so already and you want to get this build, head over to the Agostini, as you can see down here. You can get that for yourself. If the Mustang is not for you, then you can always select another build. But obviously, the link's in the description of the video if you want to subscribe to that as well. But until next time, that is the Shelby and Mustang brought to you by D'Agostini. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.